I was born in East Virginia, North Carolina I did go. There I met a fair young maiden whose name I did not know. Her hair was dark in color and her lips were ruby red. On her breast she wore white linen, and there I longed to lay my head. I'd rather be in some dark holler where the sun don't ever shine than to see you with another, oh, never to be mine. I don't need your greenback dollar, I don't need your watch and chain. All I need is your love, darling, won't you take me back again? East Virginia, North Carolina's not my home. I'll go back to East Virginia and leave those North Carolinians alone.
Glory in the Meeting House. This next tune's an instrumental one that we worked out from old recordings of Hiram Stamper, an old fiddle player, and a modern banjo player named Adam Hurt. Go for it, dude. Slowing down and speeding up a little bit. All right. Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
My heart is sad and filled with sorrow for the only one I love. When will I see her? Oh, no, never. Until we meet in heaven above. So bury me beneath the willow, underneath the willow tree. For she might know where I've been sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. Tomorrow was our wedding day. Oh, but where is she? Well, she's gone to find another man, no longer to marry me. So bury me beneath the willow, underneath the willow tree. For she might know where I've been sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. Told me that she did not love me, but I couldn't believe that it was true until an angel softly whispered, she has been untrue to you. Bury me beneath the willow, underneath the willow tree. She might know where I've been sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me. For she might know where I've been sleeping, and perhaps she'll weep for me.
You're tuned into KXCI. This is Locals Only. My name's Matt, and I'm live in Studio 2A right now. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
My name's Freddy Parish.
My name's Nathan Fenoglio.
And what are you playing tonight?
Well, those were a few kind of old-time traditional songs, and we will play a couple original ones too, but a lot of the stuff we've been doing lately is traditional folk music, essentially.
And what is it that's drawn you to this music at this moment in time?
Well, partially from lack of writing my own songs, but But yeah, I've always liked this music. I've always played a lot of country music, and so partially it was me kind of tracing back like the roots of country music to older stuff. Sometimes all the way back to England or Ireland, and a lot of music from Appalachia, and yeah, just kind of trying to figure out. So the last song we just played was a Carter Family tune, and one of the first kind of country recordings ever made, like in the late 20s. And then some of these fiddle tunes and stuff that we play are even older than that. And yeah, they're fun. They're fun. I think they do also. Learning stuff like this helps me get ideas for my own songs too.
Sure.
Yeah.
And one thing I'm curious about, you said that the journey that you took to some of this music was in tracing back. That you people who've heard some of your own music before probably associate it more in kind of the country milieu than in folk per se. But I'm always curious about those journeys back and whether they end up leading you sort of back to new places, or if it ends up being a journey back to something that you had a relationship with in the past. So
yeah.
Was this the first time in your life that you were starting to explore some of this older folk music?
Not really, no. I mean, so I grew up listening to mostly like 90s radio country, and but then I've always had these like side obsessions with different other kinds of music and trying to just kind of musicology type stuff. And so
Sure.
yeah, when I was in college, I was interested in a lot of Delta blues, and I listened to a lot of that, and but I always felt kind of weird about playing music like that, I guess. But I did anyway. I mean, I certainly like to play blues stuff too.
Sure.
But so no, not necessarily. I've delved into other things like that too.
Nathan, what's your relationship with this music?
Well, it's not quite as deep as Freddy's. I a few years back ran my fingers through a table saw and came out with 10 fingers, so I figured I should do something with them. So I bought a banjo, and then about a year later I met Freddy, and we've been making music for about a year and a half now. So that's how I got into it.
Yeah. Probably because of that, Nathan brings his very unique style of clawhammer banjo, which is cool. Like the fact that he didn't grow up with this kind of music. His approach to it is unique, and I like it.
Started listening to it when I met Freddy, basically, and he convinced me to play with him. So he taught me a lot of what I know on the banjo for sure.
Yeah, we'll do a couple tunes where we both play some banjo too.
Oh, fun. So it's an appropriate topic to transition into, that you're going to be performing at the Folk Festival this year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be it's not this weekend, but it's the following weekend, and you're performing on the Plaza stage Sunday around 6:30. Is that right?
Yeah.
Have you played the Folk Festival before?
Yeah, we played it last year. Nathan and I and a couple other guys, bass player and a fiddle player, and that's what we'll be doing this year too. The year before I played it too, but more as a sideman. I played a little bit with Greg Morton, and that's where I met our fiddle player who we play with, Matt Rowland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one of the things I think is really interesting about the Folk Festival, I mean, first of all, it's amazing just that it's been able to sustain itself for so many years. I think they're up to the 33rd annual this year. But I always appreciate that there are a lot of people who are coming down to hear live music, and it's not necessarily people who are going out every weekend to hear live music. So as somebody who gigs out a lot, plays in different kinds of bars, venues, clubs, whatever, what do you look forward to about a different sort of setting like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a new audience, a big new audience. A lot of people come out for it, which is awesome, and so yeah, I think playing last year we have a really good slot this year. That's basically we're right before the headliner there on Sunday, and last year we were like in the morning on the side stage, but I still felt like got a lot of people. Got into a lot of new fans, I guess, last time, and so I guess that's what I'm hoping for too.
I really like the idea of having all ages and down to like little toddlers.
Right.
You know, we played a show once for the Reed Park Zoo, and I may have dressed as a cow and he may have been the cowboy, but to watch little kids dance to this music,
we didn't
is
think
really
that
neat.
would happen.
And
You
I'm
know,
hoping to see some of that.
a lot of these songs are about like, you know, murder and death.
Right.
But the little kids don't know that. They just dance because there's a banjo and they have fun.
Sure.
So that is fun.
And I've appreciated, and it's probably a product of the fact that the folk festival is put on by musicians themselves, people who have, you know, who have played out. They know kind of the challenges of being a gigging musician. So it seems like they really make an effort to try to make artists feel supported and special and get a formal introduction and be able to have a place to sell their music and that kind of thing. So it's really a great thing for Tucson.
Totally, yeah, it is. I should mention our fiddle player is working with the Tucson Kitchens Musicians Association now too, and he's doing a great job at getting younger people involved with the festival, which is great, I think too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's going to be not this weekend, but the following weekend. It's throughout downtown, and the Plaza stage, is that actually in Presidio Park or is that somewhere else?
Yeah, it's the Presidio area, like right behind the courthouse there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then there's La Cocina stage, and there's a stage at the Art Museum as well.
Excellent. All right. Well, we've got more to talk about, but first let's get into some more music. So,
sure. Yeah. We're gonna do a few songs that I wrote. Here.
Great.
Are you set? One, two, three, four. Heart and a pipe dream, a light pack and a heavy load. She flew right beside me. I watched our lives unfold. Thought I was going home. Is that enough to get me there? And can you ever really go back anywhere? Spend my life running as far as I could go. I miss what we started, where I come from. And I was trying to get home, almost made it there, but you can never really go back anywhere. Trip of morphine makes my dying bed. They all gather around me and lay a kiss on my head. They say it's just like going home. Is that enough to get me there? Can you ever really go back anywhere? So in this style of banjo that Nathan's playing, we use a lot of different tunings. So excuse us for a second while we.
One of the things I enjoy about these broadcasts is that people get to sort of see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, exactly.
Like editing out the tuning breaks or the between song banter. So
yeah, I think pretty much about half of our set is tuning. So it's this is very realistic. Trail of dust, she's feeling numb, not quite sure what she had done. Dreaming of a family pushed him into wanting to go be free. And behind the wheel he's feeling numb, not quite sure what he'd just done. But his tailgate rattles down the road, a U-Haul and some second thoughts in tow. But he likes how driving makes him feel, so he stays behind the wheel. Going back would hurt his pride, he pushes that idea down inside. And that night, from a hotel room, he looks across the desert at a coming monsoon. And back at home, it already came, and her tears fall harder than the desert rain. Storm clears and the morning light breaks through into a pale blue. He settles down in another town, trying to push her memory down. But the pale blue color of her eyes rises on horizons on his mind. And tonight she's breaking down at work. It must be hard being a nurse, 'cause no one even asks what's wrong. There's more important things than a man being gone. And that's just what she tells herself that night while she pulls the pictures down off the shelf. She could wish on stars, but they wouldn't care. And the sun keeps coming up whether or not he's there. Another dark and lonely night pushed through into a pale blue. Hurt that once cut like a knife slowly fades with the passing time. He calls her asking to come back, and she says it's way too late for that. July in Tucson. Okay. You got it. This is a song about a love gone cold at 115 degrees. It's called A Cold July in Tucson.
Never liked the snow up in Santa Fe. We always said we'd move to Arizona someday. I got a job in the old Pueblo town. We found a little place and put some money down. Summer's always hard at working in the sun, but you make sacrifices when you love someone. Now the more I try, the less you're satisfied. And it's a cold July in Tucson. About it from a friend, playing pool with somebody else downtown, acting like you don't know how. And when he went to put his arm around you, you just smiled and looked up at him. Thought I'd let it slide, 'cause my love for you is blind. But it's always burned like a fire, till one day I came home, there were boxes in the drive. It's a cold July in Tucson. It's a cold July in Tucson.
You're tuned in to KXCI. This is Locals Only. My name is Matt, and joined by Freddy Parish. And so we just heard a set of original Freddy Parish songs. We started the night off with some folk classics, and I want to talk a little bit now about something that you both signed up for not too long ago that I imagine was a bit of an adventure, and that was the first annual acoustic lottery, which was a benefit for the Tucson Folk Festival that you're both playing at in a couple weeks here. But tell me about your experience with the lottery.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was a successful event. Basically the setup was there was 16 Tucson musicians who do acoustic music of some sort, and it was like a band scramble or the rock lottery, which they do here. And so there was 4 bands of 4 people, I think, each. Maybe one band had 5,
or 2 had 5.
You had. Yeah. We actually we called the names a week ahead of time. We had a week to get together with our bands and figure out 5 songs. And one of them had to be a cover of Pokey Lafarge, who's the headliner for the Folk Festival this year on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And one of them had to be an original tune, and then the other ones could be whatever you want. And then we voted at the end, or the audience voted for their favorite band, and it was a blast. There was a lot of, the turnout was great, the whole it was put on by my buddy Matt Rowland, who I keep mentioning, who's just doing a lot of great stuff right now, and that was one of those things.
So, who were you paired with?
I was with Jacob Acosta, Chris Black, and Matt Rowland.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Interesting. They rigged it.
Yeah.
We had fun. It was great.
Yeah. And Nathan, what was your experience?
It was a blast. I loved it. It was interesting. We ended up with a band with 2 banjos, and which was great because Rudy and I play very different styles of banjo. He plays more of the bluegrass 3-finger style, and I do the claw hammer. And there's a different sound associated with that, and there's just different things that you can do in general. Yeah. So we did play 2 banjos on one song at one point, but I also signed myself up to play the accordion, which I don't like to do, but I did it, and it was a lot of fun, and the guys were really great about it. I was with a guy named Björkvin, Slim, Brian, and Rudy, of course. Yeah. So it was a blast. It was absolutely neat to get together with such different musicians and create something together.
Sure. So, coming out of an experience like that, do you feel like it ends up having any carryover on, the songs that you're writing, or the way that you're even arranging some of the old traditional songs? Like, do you end up with certain ideas that get kind of lodged in your head from collaborating with folks?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely forces you to, be pretty flexible, and that's a unique skill, to play well with others, and so that's one of the most fun parts about it is seeing what ideas come out of it. When my band or whatever wrote the song. Matt came to us with just like a little lick on the mandolin, and then we kind of Jacob wrote some lyrics and put some chords to it, and then Chris and I kind of helped, like, well, maybe we should do like this section of the verse, and we kind of helped arrange it after that. So it was really a group effort. You
can learn a lot about your strengths that way too, that you didn't necessarily know you had.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's got something different to bring to the table.
Yeah. So we heard a set there of original tunes. Do you have anything new in store in terms of the original stuff you are recording right now?
Yeah, so, we were just in the studio last week, and I kind of last minute realized I'm not going to have any recorded music to sell at the folk festival. So we went in the studio and recorded a bunch of these old time tunes, these traditional tunes, and we just did it like we do it live, just vocals live, everything live, and it worked out pretty well. But I decided to hold off on some of my original stuff till I have more time to do that. This is, being that it's just organic and raw and folk music, and we just played it. But with my own songs, I'm going to orchestrate a little bit more. But I do have plans to go back into the studio to do that this summer at some point. And then I'm hoping, like I said, I'm really hoping to get these things mixed and mastered in the next 2 weeks, which is a kind of an insane thing I've put upon myself. But that's the goal, just to have something to let people take home at the folk festival.
Are you doing the mixing and the mastering, or have you recruited someone else to assist with that?
I have help. I recorded it at the B studio, so to speak, of Waterworks.
Oh, okay.
With my friend Anthony Castillo. So he'll be mixing it, and we'll see who I can possibly find to master it at that sort of deadline. I have a friend in New Mexico. We'll see. I haven't talked to him in a while.
That might be a phone call instead of a text.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
So once again, the Folk Festival is coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend, Saturday and Sunday in downtown Tucson, and you'll be playing 6:30 Sunday night at the Plaza stage just before the headliners as the sun's going down. Should be a great slot. If people want to keep track of other upcoming gigs and activities, what's the best way to track the goings on of Freddy Parish Band?
Well, I guess Facebook, Instagram. My Facebook is facebook.com/Freddy Parish Music.
Okay.
And then Instagram, you can just search my name, Freddy Parish.
He just gave you permission to stalk him. I like this.
And then as far as this release of this music, I'm going to have it on Bandcamp for sale that way until before probably I get something pressed. But so it's bandcamp.com/Freddy Parish once again, something like that.
Excellent.
And I have I got a couple other little shows coming up in town. If besides the Folk Fest next Wednesday, Nathan and I play Public Brew House from 7 to 9.
Excellent.
And I wanted to plug another festival too that's happening in June that my friend Greg Morton is putting on. He's the headliner on Sunday, one of them anyway, on Sunday at the Folk Festival. But he's putting on his own Bluegrass Festival too in June, June 9th at Desert Diamond Casino.
Oh, cool.
Down off the Pima Mine Road one, off I-19.
Excellent.
And that's going to be like an all-day family-friendly event too. Similar kind of deal. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I say we get into another set, and we'll do a few more songs, and then we'll kind of see where we're at, and we'll either chat or we'll throw a couple more on. And
Cool.
We'll play it by ear, but you're listening
Sounds
to
good.
Freddy Parish here, live in Studio 2A on Locals Only.
All right, this is going to be another old-time tune. This one is about a little bug. And this is going to be on that upcoming release it's about a little bug who destroyed a lot of cotton farmers' lives around the turn of the century. And I think actually it still does present a problem. I think they still spend a lot of money trying to eradicate this little bug. It's called a boll weevil. Told the farmer, you don't need no Ford machine. I'll eat up all of your cotton and you won't afford the gasoline. Told the captain, well, you better treat me right. Eat up all of your crops and sleep in your grain rails tonight. Come the spider creeping down the wall. I bet he's a going to get his ashes hauled. I don't see no water, but I'm about to drown. I don't see no fire, but I'm burning down. Different D.
So many D's. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I did kind of get into this music a little bit through my father, who plays the accordion, and actually put himself through college playing the accordion. His name's Fenoglio, and he is sort of responsible for my musical ear in a lot of ways.
That's true.
Yeah.
Say, little darling, won't you marry me? We'll live together in an old oak tree. Say, darling, say, that old oak tree will be our home. No more for the world to roam. Say, darling, say. Hush, little girl, don't say a word. Daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Say, darling, say. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Daddy's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Say, darling, say. And if that diamond ring is brass, Daddy's gonna buy you a looking glass. Say, darling, say. And if that looking glass gets broke, Daddy's gonna buy you a billy goat. Say, darling, say. And if that billy goat won't pull, Daddy's gonna buy you a carton bull. Say, darling, say. And if that carton bull fall down, you're still the prettiest girl in town. Say, darling, say. Live in the holler in an old oak tree, little girl dancing on Daddy's knee. Say, darling, say, that old oak tree will be our home. No more for the world to roam. Say, darling, say.
Play that one different every time, Fred.
It's the tradition. So that was an old lullaby kind of. As you can tell, there's those lullaby lyrics in there that a lot of people know. This one is a tune I learned from an auto harp player. I believe he's from West Virginia, named Kilby Snow. His auto harp is up at the MIM in Phoenix, and it was really cool to see. I didn't know it was there, and I came across it, and it's got his name on it in like post office box letters that he like glued on there. But he's best auto harp player I've ever heard. He plays melody and chords on the auto harp. So this is kind of adopted from his auto harp playing. Cool. And it's called Troubles. Faster?
Yeah.
You count it.
got a dime. Troubles are so deep that you don't eat or sleep. See you in your troubles just like mine. See you in your troubles just like mine. Captain for a job. He said, son, what can you do? I can line a track and I can ball a jack. I can pick and shovel too. I can pick and shovel too. Are so deep that you don't eat or sleep. See you in your troubles just like mine. See you in your troubles just like mine. Train going down the track and I ain't ever coming back down this way again, back this way again.
You're listening to Freddy Parish and Nathan Fenoglio here in Studio 2A on Locals Only. You can catch them performing at the Tucson Folk Festival 1 week from Sunday, 6:30 p.m. on the Plaza stage. Gentlemen, we got 8 minutes left or so if it's all right with you, let's roll into another tune and see where it leaves us.
Yeah, certainly. You want to do Rose Conley? So, yeah, this one's called Rose Conley, or sometimes known as Willow Garden.
Down in the willow garden is where my love and I did meet. It was there we sat a-courting. My love, she fell off to sleep. I had a bottle of burglar's wine, and my true love did not know. There I planned to murder that dear little girl down on the banks below. stabbed her with a dagger. It was a bloody knife. I threw her in the river. What a dreadful sight. See, my father often told me that money would set me free if I would murder that dear little girl whose name was Rose Conley. But now he sits on his own cottage door, wiping weeping eye, for he must watch his own dear son up on the scaffold high. My race is run under the sun, and hell now is waiting for me. For I did murder that dear little girl whose name was Rose Conley. Sun, and hell now is waiting for me. For I did murder that dear little girl whose name was Rose Conley.
You've been listening to Locals Only here on KXCI. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we're going to leave you with one more, if that's all right, gentlemen. We've got 3 minutes left. We'll squeeze in as much as we can.
Yeah, you know what? You can just fade us out. If
all
that's,
right, sounds good.
That's totally fine. It's better than us having to end it.
And once again, Freddy Parish performing at the Tucson Folk Festival, Sunday, May 6th, 6:30 p.m.
What? Oh, thank you. Ah, there it is. All right. Yeah. This one's called Last Chance.